All right, so Tuesday and Monday in class, we drew a cup and we drew a bowl. I had you guys divide your paper in four. On Tuesday, we drew a hat or a cap and a shoe with a leg in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the cap. The cap's going to be like the bowl. It's going to be like the bowl, except it's the opposite, right? So it's like the other way around. So we're going to go ahead and start off a little bit closer to this edge. Kind of keep yourself a little gap on this side. And we're going to go ahead and make a curved line that's kind of like an ellipse. I mean, like a smile. Okay, and once we got that curved line in there, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go up on it on both ends. Go up a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and curve over. So you're going to curve over like this and match up with that back side. Okay, so now we got where your head goes in, and then the next thing we're going to do is a little bit above this corner here, you're going to start a line that's going to kind of come out this way. It's going to curve down, and then it'll come back around like that. Okay, and then very much like our bowl, our light's going to come from here. We're going to shade off this corner. Before we do that, let's go ahead and make a little midpoint at the top here of our hat, and you can go ahead and make a really dark line underneath that, so it kind of creates like a little third dimension already. And then you're going to go ahead and bring a line that comes out here and then curves down and comes out here and curves down. So it kind of curves down where this is at, where that's at. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and start to shade. So we're going to add some value. Everything's going to come out this corner. We're going to fan it out. That means it's going to go, we're going to shade in a direction where it goes like this, like this, like this, like that. Everything coming out of that corner like that. Okay, so I'm going to lay my pencil down, and I'm going to go ahead and start to make some shadings that come up like this. And it's going to fan out. And we're going to just kind of keep on making everything come out of that corner. And we'll do something like that. And then we're going to add a little shading right here next to this line. Nothing too dark. You can put a little bit going up right there. And then we're going to go ahead and shade on the bottom of that line. It's going to come this way and then down the side here. So that's going to be our shading right there. We can add a little detail right here on this edge right here. We make a line that's parallel, leave a little space, kind of goes like that. And then we'll go ahead and blend. So we'll blend right here on this bill, a little bit up and a little bit forward. We'll go all the way around the bill like that. And then on the cap, on the back side, we're going to go ahead and blend from this back corner, the dark side, up. And we're going to come forward just like that toward the front of this. Also, you want to erase this line so it's not so dark. And then we'll come down this side, the bottom of this. And all of these lines will just come out of the corner here. And that's our baseball cap. Okay. You want to clean up anything that's outside of your shape so you don't have floating shadows all over the place. Go ahead and clean those up. That way your cap looks nice and clean and you don't have shadows everywhere. That's basically a baseball cap, three-dimensional. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a shoe. So over here at the bottom, toward this side, I want you to go ahead and draw like a smile. So like a small curved line is going to look like that. And then you're going to curve this and drop it down. And then the distance from this part to the end, that's how big it is, how long that is. We're going to use that same distance to the front of the shoe. So I'm going to measure this. That's where it starts and that's where it ends. I'm going to keep my finger right here on the pencil and I'm going to measure this. So my the end is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this down like this and then around like that. And then we can go ahead and connect this. And then we'll add another little line on the bottom for the sole of the shoe. Okay, the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to start to add the leg in here. So your leg, the heel of your foot kind of goes out this way. So we're going to kind of come in, we're going to, inside the fold, we're going to come in just a little bit. And you're going to go up and a little bit out. And the reason we're going out this way, bending out, is because we have calves on our legs. So they're not very straight on the back side. We have a calf. So on the front side, your foot goes in here. So this is where the line is going to come out from for your foot. You'll curve up, and this one's going to go straight up. So you get like the shape of your leg there. This one goes straight up. This one goes curved out. Then we're going to add a line that's going to go from this side to that side. It's going to go past, and then it's going to curve back. But that doesn't need to be very big. And then we'll make a line that goes up here, and a line that goes up here. And now we're going to go ahead and turn this into a three-dimensional look. We've got the shape. Now we're going to get the rest of it. So this is kind of like, again, like a cylinder, right? Because it's round, because the back of your foot is round. So we're going to shade this. We're going to leave a little space. Don't go all the way to the line. We're going to leave a little space, and we're going to shade up from here. Don't have to go too dark either. And we're going to stay above that line right there. We're not going to work on the sole of the shoe just yet. So we get the little shading there, and we're going to do the same thing to the front side. Get right here, like right when it starts to curve. That's where we're going to go ahead and start pulling these lines out from there. And then we're going to go ahead and shade right above this line all the way across. So it should look something like that. I'll go ahead and zoom in. And then we're going to just use our finger to do the rest. So from here, we're going to stay away from this line here. So we're going to kind of leave a little bit of space as we start to shade in here. So you can tell this right here is the top of the shoe. This is the side of the shoe, so it's the top of the shoe here. So we're going to come in here and we're going to blend this color around. Like that. And then you're going to do the same thing from here. You're just going to come here. It's going to go straight across and then up a little here. And it should look something like that. I'm going to go ahead and erase outside of the shoe. All that floating stuff you don't need. And then we're going to go ahead and add shoelace. So right on the top of this line, you're going to go ahead and you can make like a little bit of a little dot, like sort of like that. And then you can just bring down something that looks like this. And that's a pretty dark line. And then what we'll do is right next to that line on one side, it doesn't matter which side, draw a lighter line that's right next to it. There's your shoelace. And then you can add another little line here, kind of show the end part of the shoelace. And you can draw a little light line right next to it as well. And for the rest of the shoelace here, we're just going to make some little zigzag lines that look like this. So right here, we'll just go here, 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 here. And then you can make another line next to it also. And that would work for a shoelace, and you can just kind of blend on there a little bit because there will be some shadows where your shoelaces are at. All right. The next thing we're going to do is on this bottom part, we can just kind of like add a little bit of value with our finger. You don't have to put any lead on there. Our leg is sort of like a cylinder, kind of roundish. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add some shadow right here because the pants are going to give you a little shadow, so all the way across. And then we're going to go ahead and make some curved lines from here. Again, you don't want to go past halfway of your leg. These don't have to be so dark. And then we'll lighten up the line in the front of your leg. We'll lighten that up. You don't have to have it so dark. And then we'll blend. So we're going to blend from this side over to the other side. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and blend anything that does not belong, like these little shadows that are just outside of the form. You want to erase them. Alright, and then we'll add a little bit of a thicker line right here, just to kind of shade it up a little bit, because it right in there, because there will be a shadow where that shoe, where your foot goes in the shoe, and you can kind of blend a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and move up to the pant. So this part right here, we're going to go ahead and shade it in with like a C again, right in here. That could go really dark. And then where the line crosses over the leg, you want to make a pretty dark line right there too. Then we're going to shade the top of the pants just like a cylinder as well. Light's coming from the front side, so we're going to go ahead and make some curved lines coming off this side. Again, this is not the only way you could do this. This is just a way. And then we can go ahead and shade, lighten up this line in the front. And we're going to use a very light line, very light shading all the way across the pants. And then we can start on this back side a little bit darker. And as we come toward the middle of the pants, we just stop putting so much pressure. And then you can go ahead and blend. So I'm just going to blend from the dark side to the light side. And then once you've got that, that's pretty much that. That's our pant, leg, and shoe. Alright, you can add a little shadow at the bottom of this. Just put a little bit of, actually you want to darken the bottom line right where it touches the floor. And then you can shade it off of here. Real close. And then like this on the back side. As it starts to get the shade of the body, you can just blend that onto your paper like that. And that's pretty much that right there. You're going to upload, when you're done, take a picture of it, and you're going to upload it to page 10 in your journal.